I mean, I think there's. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's enough sauce. But yeah, if you wanted to make more macaroni, that'd be cool. Okay. Yeah. So you got your hair cut. You got your hair cut and you got a beard out there. All nice now. All nice now. Now you don't get all that hair. You don't get all that hair. Zimis, thank you for retweeting that streaming notification. I appreciate it. Alright, 3 minutes, we'll get started. Get rid of these notifications. There we go. Whew. Go get the controller. Do I even have? Yeah. Good girl.
Pure Soul Ray, and Second Chance. Okay. Those will probably do. Hopefully I'll get rid of all this black turpentine before the day's out, because I don't think I'll be using it very much after this. Alright. Why, hello there. It is I, the Count of Boletaria, here to give you... Probably not a lesson in PvP if last time was anything to go on, but perhaps we will have better luck today. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Demon's Souls, the Stream Edition. Last time, we basically took care of all the rest of the side content in the PvE portion of this game. Ran all the errands that we need to do. And then the only things we have left now are to defeat the final boss of the Boletarian Palace and defeat the final boss of the Tower of Latria, and then we're done. But the final boss of the Tower of Latria is a PvP element to him, so today we are going to attempt to actually do that PvP element because I got myself up, to soul level 125, which should be right around PvP range for everything. And we hopefully will have better luck finding people this time. So first things first, we need to look and make sure that I see blood stains. And telltale sign of bloodstains being around. I don't see messages, which is kind of a bad thing as well. There would be bloodstains all up here if I was actually online. So, I need to go check for one as a final check, and then if that's not working, I need to quit and reload the game in order to actually see things and people's stuff. So let's go check this out. Like I said, this should be a PvP hotspot if it's anything like it used to be in Demon's Souls PvP. Years ago, that is. So, we'll see what the ground here holds. If it doesn't hold red eye stone signs, then we're probably not... we're in the buggy version of the North American servers. And I will have to figure out... Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Now we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about that. So, I need to quit out of the game, return to the title screen, probably go back to the PS3's thing. Well, first things first, we're going to do is we're going to quit and reload in the game itself. Then, once we've done that, and if I don't see anything at that point, we will completely quit out of the game. I will go back to the PlayStation 3's home menu. I'll sign out of the PSN. I'll go into the game. I'll sign into the PSN once I get to the game, and then we'll see if I can find anything. So, it's not Valentine's Day, so we shouldn't have to worry about the maintenance. Unless it said it's maintenance until then, but it looks like it's just specific times, so... let's see. Still nothing here. Yeah, let's go back. Because the effect was basically immediate when I went to do the PvP back when we were doing 4.2 there. What was that? Stream number 5 or something like that, or 6? So... yeah, the effect was basically immediate. I could see messages and bloodstains and everything almost as soon as I logged in. So, let's go back up here. We'll look here. The reason why I come up here is because a bunch of people suicide off this area like I was doing last time in order to make themselves soul form. So, if the online component was actually working right now, we'd be able to see stuff right here, but it doesn't look like it is. So bear with me for a moment. I'm going to turn off the screen while I go and log completely off of the game and all of that stuff, and then I'll be back, and hopefully it'll work better then. signed in. Let's see what this thing says. At the following time, Eastern time on Valentine's Day, from 2100 is 9 o'clock till 2300 is 11 o'clock. So that ain't got nothing to do with our current predicament. So let's see if we can log back in, try to find some bloodstains, and go from there. Let's see here. All right, back here. So let's go up here, see what we can find. Not seeing a whole lot of messages. Not seeing a whole lot of bloodstains either. Thanks. I'm gonna need it by the looks of things. I've already been trying for about 13 minutes. And I haven't seen nothing. And it makes sense because according to... who was it that told me? I think it was... either Kinekath, Dr. Lurkoki, somebody who was here for one of the previous streams told me that the North American servers are incredibly buggy. And more often than not, you'll be logged in, but you won't be able to actually find anything. So, well, that's promising. There's a bloodstain right there, and a player sign, so that's better than what we've been doing. Let's see. And welcome, Id. I forgot to say that. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming again. How you doing? And Denny, also, thank you for coming. How are both of you doing today? So let's go here, and we'll see if we can see any Red Eye Stone signs. I should be, like I said, right around the level that people start throwing their signs down here for PvP. So, see what we can see. I ain't seeing nothing. Well, let's, it doesn't necessarily mean anything because those, the bloodstain and the player thing didn't show up immediately when I was in the Nexus there. It took a couple of minutes for them to show up, so let me hang out here for a moment. Hi, Princess! How you doing? Let me also look up... Okay, there's bloodstains. That is either a message or a red stone sign there. I was gonna look up and say, hey, you know, what if we can't find people because we've beaten the boss of the area, but, well, that's a message. Watch out. Yeah, thank you. You can summon here. Yes, you can. Now, like I think I said last time, the Black Eye Stone won't work because I'm not in soul form, but I don't want to be in so that I can summon people who put their summon sign down here. And I don't think it's based on whether or not I'm in New Game Plus, because I think a lot of people probably do this in New Game Plus, where they will put their... They'll be at this soul level, and they'll put their signs down in New Game Plus at about this level. So I gotta imagine that I don't think it has anything to do with that. So... But at the very least, we know that we're online because there's bloodstains and summons, well, messages. We haven't seen any summon signs yet, but we'll see what we can do. So since we know that we're online, that's a message. I'm in trouble. Please recommend this message. Nice. But yeah, since we know that we're online, I suppose we could always go over to 3.3. Since we can't get anything here for right now, and we could just hang out over there and see if anybody pops in to hang out and kill us as the old monk. So once that happens, then we'll try to do exactly the opposite, because then I'll be able to kill someone as the old monk, but I have to be in soul form in order to do that, so we'll see. I don't know why I decided to go all the way around this way, but, you know, it's alright. So we'll go here. The other thing is that it's probably easier to invade people than it is to actually find a match. You know what I mean? So I would think that the Black Eye Stone would work better here than anywhere else. That being said, though, if for some reason I literally just can't find anything to go on with this stuff, I'm not going to draw out the stream trying to find people. I'm just going to end it early. And then we'll come back. Basically, like, if I can't find a lot of people to do PvP or Old Monk with or against, I'm just going to call it a day. Probably earlier than usual. And then tomorrow, well, I'll beat Old Monk, then I'll call it a day. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll beat the rest of the game. It is surprising, though, that I'm not seeing very many. I mean, like I said, you would think that the closer I get to the game being offline forever, the more people that would want to play the game, but I guess that's not necessarily true. Message, bloodstain, message, right? Yeah, message. Bloodstains. Okay, well, those are there, so that's a good sign. It means that we could probably have something happen here. Of course, the problem is that me waiting around for somebody to invade me is not really very entertaining. So I suppose we could go suicide in the Nexus and then come back, because that will allow us to search for a person to invade while simultaneously waiting to be invaded by somebody, I think, right? Or maybe that won't work that way because I'm not in body form then. Let me look this up. Hold on. Let's see. Demons, souls, body form. Body form and soul form. Blah, blah, blah. In soul form, if you are online, you can lay down a blue eye stone to be summoned. Doing so will restore your soul. To your body. Alternatively, you can invade another player's game as a Black Phantom with the aim of killing the host. If you are victorious, you will regain your body. Regaining your body in another player's world will revive you at the start of the world you last died in your own world. See the online page for more details. Okay. Here, let me see what you guys were typing. Hang on. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is that you can't be invaded in soul form. I think you can only invade in soul form, so. Messages, bloodstains, emotes, bridging between worlds. Level restrictions, co-op. Eye Stone, no. PvP, Black Eye Stone. It allows a soul form player to force their way into another body form adventurer's game. Okay, so basically if we're going to be invaded, it's going to be done by somebody in soul form while we're in body form. So we got to stay in body form in order to get somebody to be able to fight us as Old Monk. Yeah, and the only distinction for Red Eye Stones is that they're in the appropriate soul level range according to the wiki. The body form player or host can choose to summon the user of the Red Eye Stone, who will enter the host world as a Black Phantom. Unlike Black Eye Stone, the host or supporting Blue Phantoms will lose a single soul level if killed by them, and vice versa. So I have to be in body form to see Red Eye Stone signs and be invaded to be fought, to fight against someone else as Old Monk. I have to be in soul form in order to invade someone else to fight them as Old Monk. So, and again, I don't know where the fog gate appears for this whole thing here, so I don't want to like go and do all of that. Well, I should have more Stones of Ephemeral Eyes. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've got plenty right here. So I suppose we could do it in the reverse order. I could go Suicide in the Nexus, then I could come back here in soul form and try to invade. And basically, if we invade and we beat somebody, we get our body back. So then if I can do that and I can win, I can get my body back, and then I can come back over here and then possibly get invaded. Can I put blue eye stone down here? No, I cannot. I have to be soul form to use that too. Okay. Because both will help, basically, to allow us to be summoned as Old Monk in somebody else's world, so... Alright, let's go suicide the Nexus. And we'll come back in soul form. At least I know that I'm online this time. Because I can see, you know, other player messages and bloodstains and stuff like that. So, that is a good sign. It's just a matter of whether or not we'll actually get to bridge the gap between worlds and play with or against other players. That's the thing that we're not really going to be too sure about here. Okay, so tactical suicide, and then we'll go from there. Go grab my stuff as well. What do I have equipped here? Okay. Thank you. I can get down like this, right? Yeah. That'll work. Where am I going? Over here. What did that message say? Do you think there'd be a hint? Nice. Oop, actually, no. I'm going to Latria. What am I doing? So yes, we can do two things in this area in order to make it easier for us to be summoned. We can use the Black Eye Stone, but we can also, I think, set down the Blue Eye Stone simultaneously, which will allow us to both... I guess then we might even be able to be summoned for co-op, so... I don't know if you can be summoned for co-op in this level, or if putting Blue Eye Stone down just straight up... Why isn't it working? I can see other player messages. I'm in soul form. Haven't killed the boss of the area yet. Why isn't it working? There we go. Okay. So we'll lay this down. And then we will use this. Can I not use them while the other one is down? Well, that's strange. Here's an idea. Let's put the Black Eye Stone right here. And then we'll put down our blue sign here. We'll move over to the Black Eye Stone. And we'll just wait for it to let me do it. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we can find. That deletes my soul sign over there. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that part. So... So we'll just keep trying this until it works, basically. Or I get bored and just decide to off Old Monk as it is. it me, or is it taking longer than usual? There it goes. Try again. Yeah, it is a little strange. The reason why I don't want to go up the stairs is because as soon as you go up the stairs, it activates a cutscene where the old monk is summoned. And if that's the case, since I'm in soul form, I won't get another player because they can't invade me in soul form there. But that's pretty much, according to the wiki, that's how it works, is that if you put your blue sign down anywhere in the level, or you use the black eye stone, you can be summoned as the old monk to fight somebody. So now see, here's the strange part that I don't understand, is that sometimes the black eye stone just doesn't let me use it, and it's not like I changed anything in the game. Maybe it's based on where I am in the level. Like maybe I'm not close enough to the top there. I mean, if the cutscene didn't play until you got into the room, that would be fine. But the second that I go up there, it's going to be an NPC that gets summoned for it instead of an actual player. So I don't want to do that if I can afford not to. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it is based on where you are in the level, because it won't let me use the black eye stone unless I'm like here. So and let me look at 3-3. So oh, okay, gotcha, it is position. Okay, that makes sense. Let me look at, see if I can find where in 3-3 the cutscene activates for this. It doesn't say when it happens. I haven't even been looking at the screen, so I don't know if it said invasion failed again. Well, let's try using this. We'll keep on trying. Actually, let me look at Reddit and see how many people are over there, too. They have to reload a lot? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I might have to save and quit too, although I'm kind of apprehensive to save and quit to reload the game now because I did that previously and then I wasn't connected. And I couldn't see player bloodstains and everything like that. Excuse me. So I don't know. Only 29 people on the Reddit right now. It's not a good sign in terms of our prospective chances for finding another player to play with here. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm gonna be here for at least an hour, so hopefully we'll get something by the time we're done to show for our efforts. I mean, we will get something to show for our efforts, because I'll just kill the old monk if we can't find anything by, say, like 5:30. But I'd like to not be sitting here for 45 more minutes doing this if I can at all avoid it. Well, I'll quit and reload the game after probably like 3 more tries, including this one, so just to see what I can find. At that point, if I can find a server to actually play on. Okay. The other thing is that I recall having this much trouble finding people in Dark Souls 1 as well. Dark Souls 2, I don't have too much experience with it because whenever I've tried to find people, I've basically been doing mostly co-op stuff in Dark Souls 2, so I never had trouble because my people that I was playing with co-op were basically available at the time. Dark Souls 3, I don't have any experience with the PvP, so I don't know if there's any issues, but I think the matchmaking in that game is a lot better, so yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, and I think it goes back to kind of what I said previously, is that it might have something to do with the reason why they're closing them off. It might not necessarily be because they're, it could be cutting a cost or anything like that, but it could also be because the servers are just old and outdated and not working as well as the servers that they have for other games at this point, so. Because, I mean, they've been up for like 9 years, so that could have something to do with it. I'm actually going to shorten my time window that I said there. If by 5 o'clock I cannot find anybody to invade, we'll go kill Old Monk. and then we will go back to 4.1 and we'll attempt to find people with the red eye signs. And then once we do that, if by about 20 minutes after that we haven't found anybody, I'll call it a day. And then we'll come back and we'll do the final boss the next time. Yes, I know about that part where the Games for Windows integration kind of screwed a lot of people on the PC. I was playing it on the PS3, and I recall, like I said, having a lot of difficulty finding other players to play with. My first playthrough, it wasn't so much, but that was because of the fact that I decided to play Dark Souls 1 because I found ENB and was interested in the game that he was talking about in some of his videos that he had at that time. I think one of the first videos I saw from him was the one where he was talking about the best dex weapon in the game, and I was like, oh, you know, after I watched a few of the videos that he had, not ones that spoiled the game, like in terms of its story or anything like that, but I watched some of the mechanics stuff, and I was like, oh, this stuff's kind of interesting, I might be interested in playing this, and then I heard the game was really hard, and I was like, yeah, I don't mind challenging myself. So that was when I played it. And the first time I played, it was fine, but that was because ENB was covering a bunch of different aspects of the game at that point, so a lot of people were interested in it in the same way I was. Subsequent playthroughs, when not as many people were talking about the game, were a lot more challenging to find other players to invade, or to be invaded by, or even just to co-op as well. So. And perhaps this would be a better game to do in terms of its online components when I had more people following me, because the larger my following, the more likely I am to have people in that subset who have, you know, a character at soul level between 120 and 130 that's ready to do PvP stuff. But I can't do that with this game because I don't have that following, and I won't have that following by February 28th. And that's when the servers are going down. So I got to do it now, and that is resulting in the failure to find people that you're seeing so far this stream. I anticipate this stream being relatively uneventful, unfortunately, and I apologize for the lack of entertainment therein, but we had to give this a shot before I was done with the game for the game's online components forever. So I had to try it, because I'd never tried it before. Did it pop up? I wasn't looking at the screen. Oh, there it goes. Okay. See, about 10, 11 more minutes of this, and then I'll say screw it and just go beat Old Monk. So it would probably do for me to have gotten the Ring of Magical Dullness. Did I even pick that up, by the way? Let's look. Ring of Magical Dullness. (5-1) on one of the roofs near the first fog gate. I don't know if I ever picked it up. Let's go look at the map there. Alright, where do you start here? Start down there. Yeah, we didn't go that way because we went across the gap and then came back around, so I guess I could go grab that. Because the other side, there's a hole you can drop into on a couple of the rooftops, and then you could go from there. So, Pam, thanks for retweeting the thing there, even though this isn't going to be a very eventful stream. Yeah, I imagine it did. It's probably fairly useful, and I think it'll be fairly useful here as well, because it will make the boss's attacks deal less damage. It'll make my attacks deal less damage as well. But, well, my light weapon, I think. Actually, before I say that and stick my foot in my mouth, let me check and make sure if light weapon's adjustment is based on if the Ring of Magical Dullness affects light weapon there. Demons. So, light weapon. Oops, no, not QEA. It's not gonna work. Light weapon. Magic damage does not scale with magic power, but it scales with the adjustment. Damage is unaffected by Creeblade, Monk's Head Collar, etc. So it probably doesn't affect light weapon, actually, now that I think about it. Now that I've looked it up, so maybe we could just equip it and still get the full benefit of a light weapon. I guess we could test that, since this isn't really working out too well for us. We could do some experimentation instead of doing some PvP stuff. I mean, we'll still try to do the PvP stuff, obviously, but if that fails, we can always just test the mechanics of things that I don't really understand that well about the game. And we'll just do that by probably, like, I don't know, going and killing some enemies or something. Like, we'll go to Boletarian Palace, and we'll buff with light weapon, and we'll equip the Ring of Magical Dullness, and then we'll buff with light weapon again, and then we'll see how much damage we do in each case, and whether or not it's affected. Because if it's not affected, then I'm throwing the Ring of Magical Dullness on when I go fight Old Monk, so screw it, like, at that point, might as well. Excuse me. But at the very least, if we do that, it won't just be like this whole stream is just me sitting around waiting for things to work that aren't really working too well. Or as the kids online would say, working as intended with a Lenny face next to it. Actually, Ring of Magical Dullness would be nice because I never bothered upgrading that heater shield that I got, the Dark Heater Shield, to +5. So this heater shield not really going to work too well in our favor if we have to block magical attacks. It only mitigates 30% of magic damage. So Ring of Magical Dullness would just add some extra magic defense for us. And that's pretty nice against both this boss coming up here and against the what's it called? The boss of 1-4 there. So, yeah, about 5 more minutes of this. And then we'll go get the Ring of Magical Dullness. We'll come back. We'll beat up Old Monk. And then I'm going to stay in soul form when I do it because basically what that will do for me is that will let me revive to body form when I beat Old Monk. Then we will go and use the Yellow Demon Soul to upgrade our catalyst that we have here. Into the Insanity Catalyst, and then since I'll be in body form, that will give us the maximum and really only chance of finding red signs back in 4-1 again. So this is regular New Game, actually. I have not beaten New Game and gotten into New Game Plus just yet. But I did use the item duplication glitch to power level myself by duping a bunch of boss souls. So that is why I'm soul level 125 here, which means that the Old Monk boss as an NPC, as well as the boss of 1-4, will probably be something of a cakewalk, but it's okay. Or, you know, I could just have the boss of 1-4, because he has this unique soul drain move that he can use on you during the boss fight. and it takes away 1 soul level every time he uses it. So I could just bring like as much New Moon Grass and Dark Moon Grass as I have into the fight, and just have him suck away all of my levels until I'm back at 75 or something, and then I could fight these guys. I don't know yet. Yeah, I think a lot of people gouge vitality when they're doing these builds like this. I only have 31 vitality, as compared to, I think most people try to get it to 50 on all of their builds, but I thought it was more important to get those other stats that I have at 30 to 30, because they're helpful for the other stuff that I'm using, the magic and the sticky compound longbow that I'm using, and then the blue blood sword needs to have maximized damage, and by the time you get those 3 stats to 30 and endurance to 30, it's like there's not much room left over to maneuver for what's it called, more than 31 vitality at soul level 125. We could go higher, but if we did that, we wouldn't be able to find anybody to match up with, so yeah. Now I'm still trying to think if I'm going to demonstrate the running Firestorm glitch or not yet. In order to do that, I would need to power level even more up to soul level 137 in order to get my intelligence from 18 to 30, which is exactly where it needs to be to have 200 MP. It's, I don't know if it's worth, honestly, doing that. Excuse me. But we'll see. See how I'm feeling by the end of this stream. Alright, it is 4:57 Eastern Standard Time. We have about 3 minutes left of this. And then if that doesn't work, I'm just going to say screw it. We'll go with the Ring of Magical Dullness, and then we'll come back. After testing, of course. I turned the camera there because I thought the inside of my shield was like frayed or something like that, like there was damage to the inside of it. But no, it's just the rocks on the walls there, and they were at just the right angle where it looked like their texture was inside of my shield's texture. But nope, not so. Might be the last one that we're doing here, depending on how long it takes for it to tell me invasion failed. Because we're pretty close to that 5 o'clock mark here. Something just disappeared. Did I lose my connection to the server? No, I did not, because I can use Black Eye Stone. There's still a bloodstain there. The message must have just disappeared, that's all. That's strange. Hey, Dad.
Next few days, you guys fill it out and sign it, maybe give her a couple bucks each or something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just leave it on the desk. We'll take care of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll live on a prayer here and see if we can find something, somebody. Is anybody out there? And if not, we'll just go grab the ring and then we'll come back. Okay. Well, that's that. I tried. I didn't want to finish out this playthrough without giving it my damnedest attempt at trying to get the PvP working, but I got other games that I'd like to move on to and play, so I can't just stand here for days and days and get things to try to work. Especially, for one thing, it's not entertaining for you, for another thing, it's not entertaining for me, and for a third thing, I do enjoy this game, but I don't enjoy the concept of having to wait around for hours and hours just to get one person to play a game with. I suppose if I really wanted to play a game that had a high likelihood of matchups with other people, I could have just gone and picked up Monster Hunter World, but I don't currently have that game. Perhaps I will consider doing it at one point. But that ain't what this is about. It's not about the most up-to-date games. It's not about the games that'll generate the most viewership for any or anything like that. It's about the games that I want to play that I'm going to have fun doing. And this was the one that I decided to do here as a little farewell, as the title of the stream says, farewell to the world. Yeah, and the servers are kind of dying, so that doesn't really help our chances at all. Oops. Well, that was kind of stupid. Okay, well, anyway. Let's just go up here, grab the Ring of Magical Dullness. We will... I'll probably use some of this Black Turpentine, even though the enemies here will die in one hit anyway, just so that I can get it out of the way. Damage check 404, not bad. Okay, so Ring of Magical Dullness over here. Going this way. I mean, hey, you never know. We might get somebody in New Game Plus who invades us right here or something. And they were never really great anyway. Okay, yeah, like I said, I didn't know. I didn't get the chance to play on the servers at all previously, so. Actually, why am I using this? Why don't I just use this? Yeah. Okay. Oh, is that supposed to hurt? It's like a mosquito bite. Although you can't really compare it to mosquito bite in this game, because in this game, mosquito bites kind of hurt. So. Now where? Is it down here somewhere? I know it's down one of these places. Maybe it's below me. From here. You can kind of drop down from here. So let's do that. Ooh, item. Renowned Hero Soul. Okay. And this over here is Crescent Moongrass. How much you want to bet the ring is like right down here somewhere, like right below my feet? It's probably that item right there. Most of the action he talks about is with helping people. Okay, well that makes some sense. Would explain why I haven't really had any luck here. Okay, and then that item there. Crescent Moongrass. And over here... trying not to, like, get messed up here. Okay. Let's see here. There it is, Ring of Magical Dullness. Now, how do I get out of here? That's the question. Oh, I know how to get back up from here. Just gotta go this way. Love how I don't even care about the damage that they're dealing. At this point, it's like, well, I'll probably have a conga line of people following me at some point after this, but that's okay. I don't mind. Because I'm going to get out of here regardless. Hello? Oh, God. Where'd you go there, Mr. Spear Guy down here? Okay. Well, we have the ring. And this is already pushed down, so... we go like this and go up here. I might be able to get back from here. Keyword is might. Okay, I probably gotta climb up this. Meanwhile, that guy's gonna try to follow me, but will he succeed? Probably not. And then back here, right? Yep. And we're out. We have our prize. So let's take our prize and do some testing. Okay, let's see here. Probably don't really even need the Cling Ring, because I'm not going to be fighting any mooks that have huge damage dealing, but... okay, so, Ring of Magical Dullness. Now, as you can see, it gives me a little more extra magic defense, so it's not terrible. It stacks with a few other things, so... we'll go here to do our damage tests. And actually, I should probably unequip the ring to check the damage on some of the enemies first. Thankfully, this isn't like some other RPGs where the damage is like kind of radiant on some of these things. Like it has a damage threshold that it can hit. So like in some games, like in... it's akin to some of the Final Fantasy games where you have a weapon and it deals damage based on a formula, and there's this random factor to the formula that gives you a threshold of damage. It's like from, you know, like say a weapon has attack power of 100, it might inflict 80 to 120 damage instead of just dealing 100 every time. So we can just take that right off. Light weapon. And now let us check our damage against these mooks. 816. Okay, so that's after they recoil off of the shield that happens. Okay. So now let's wait for light weapon to run out, then we'll go up and we'll fight more of them. Or they'll, you know, come down here and decide to fight us anyway. I'm way overpowered for new game, yes. Soul level 75 is usually where I end the game at. So honestly, I don't think that the amount of damage that this is going to adjust for really matters, because I'm just going to kill Old Monk way too quickly anyway. But it is, I think it's interesting to check it, because I have never checked this for myself, and I don't know if... I mean, I could probably find other people online who have checked it for me, but... I've already got the game on, I've already got all of the tools I need, so might as well check it. So we have the Ring of Magical Dullness on. We've got light weapon. Let's have them recoil off of my shield, and then poke them. Still 816. Okay, so light weapon's adjustment is not affected by the Ring of Magical Dullness. Interesting. Well, that makes things significantly easier. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make having the extra 30 magic defense, but it should help anyway. Alright. So let's take that knowledge to the bank. We will go back to 3-3. And we'll just run up Old Monk's staircase and see what we can find there. So yeah, I'm incredibly overpowered for this point. Nothing in New Game should be any challenge at all for now. But I want it to be at this level so that I wouldn't have to go all the way to New Game Plus to try to demonstrate the PvP features of the game. So yeah, I'm gonna get screwed one way or the other. Either I have to play for longer than I necessarily want to, or I end up overpowered for the last couple of bosses in the game. So you kind of pick your poison. Yeah. I was pretty close to your level, not too much further back in the game either. Like when I beat 2 archdemons, I think I was like soul level 35 or 40 or something like that. So I was at low level 2 until I once I started beating archdemons, I started getting higher on levels there. I ended up getting to this point last stream where I was ready to come fight Old Monk, and I was soul level 73. And I tried coming over here to do PvP stuff here, and we didn't have any luck finding anybody, so I just leveled myself up to the actual PvP level of 125. And we're still not having much luck, so... It could be, potentially, because I'm not at the level that players in New Game would normally match up with this, but I should still be able to catch players in New Game Plus at this point, especially since, like I said, around 125 is the agreed-upon soul level for PvP stuff online, so... But I don't know. I wasn't having any luck at soul level 73 either, so... And that was, like, about where I would imagine people would be when they get to the end game here and they want to do the PvP stuff. And I even tried going to 4-1 in body form last time as well, at soul level 73 to see if anybody's signs were over there, and I didn't find anything, so... Maybe it's just that nobody's online. I don't know. Trying the Black Eye Stone one more time just to see, but I don't think we're gonna find anything. Probably would have sent me there by now if I did. Nope. Okay. Take a drink, then we'll head upstairs. But you're correct. Me being this high level could be filtering out some of the PvPing that I could have had happen here, but like I said, I came here at the level that some people would be at the end game for. I came here at the level that people agreed upon for PvP. I didn't find anybody any of those times, so it could be and it could not be. I don't know. Yeah, New Game is not going to be challenging at this high of a level. It is not going to at all challenge me. Nothing will stop me, basically, at this point. So nothing to stop me from totally steamrolling the rest of the game. But that's the price I paid for trying to get matchmaking going at the agreed upon soul level. So and that is sort of what I would look like if I became the Old Monk in any of the places, but this is the NPC version of the Old Monk. And the NPC version, significantly less of a problem in terms of fighting than the other version, so... But yeah, as you can see, that little man centipedes die in one hit. It's just like there's nothing left, man. There's nothing left to make this a problem. There are more Black Phantom Mind Flayers, though, to be had. head up here, so I gotta be a little careful when I'm going up the stairs that I don't get paralyzed and stabbed through the face or something. I guess I don't have to be that careful, but, you know, just in case. Do you ever turn around, or no? Well. Hee hee. Ow. So they still do some damage, just not a ton. Thank you for the spice. And I think there should be a second one up near the top of the stairs here. Along with a crystal lizard, but we're not going to be able to deal with that crystal lizard, nor are we even going to bother. Because it's just... eh. There he is. Yeah, good luck hitting me with that. Jesus Christ. 402! That's a 2-hit. Like I said, though, this isn't a good indication of the amount of damage I can deal, because it's New Game Plus kinds of damage, so I'm going to wait for Light Weapon to run out before I use it again. Actually, I should probably do this. Put the late moongrass there, the full moongrass there, the new moongrass there, and then my spices. There we go. Okay. We have no more light weapon, so let's do one of these. Oh wait, I need that. One of these. And then do this. Alright, old, not old monk. So as you can see, he has claws. He will run up on you, punch you in the face. He has a headbutt, so if you can keep him at range, that's the easiest way to deal with him. And I mean, keeping him at range in this case is just a matter of keeping him outside of my sword swipe distance. He also has soul arrows once he gets below 50 HP. Homing soul arrows, I should say, which you can use the yellow demon soul for, if you so choose. But I don't really want that. Let's see if we can parry him. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can parry him for the end. Gonna get myself killed doing it, but I'm gonna try. Uh-oh. Not having any luck. Damn it. Oop, got him. Well, sort of got him. I parried him, I didn't riposte him. But that's okay. GG NPC old monk, GG. Like I said, not exactly the best, not the most optimal thing that we could have gotten there, but that's okay. I tried. I did give it my darndest to get people, PvP people in here, but we didn't quite have enough chances, I guess, or connectivity issues, whatever the case was. We didn't, too high soul level, whatever the case was, we didn't quite have a chance to do it. But we got the yellow demon soul for beating the NPC old monk there. You'd get that if you beat the regular, the player versus player version as well. And some souls. So we'll head out to the next step on our adventure, which is to go over here, back to Stonefang Tunnel, and have Ed make me an insanely powerful catalyst. And the only problem with that insanely powerful catalyst is that it's a lot more powerful than the other catalysts you could get at this point, but it halves the MP that you have, so it'll take my 119 down to 60. Which, incidentally, is fine, because I have enough fresh spice to never, ever really have to worry about that. And the adjustment that I get off of it is just ridiculous anyway, so I'm not too concerned. And then we'll go buy a couple of late moon grass from Patches back in the Nexus, and then we'll go hang out at 4-1 again and see if we can't find some signs or something. We'll repair our equipment while we're at it too. The last time we'll be coming back to Ed to see him. Probably the last time we'll be repairing our equipment, period. But, you know. So anyway. We can go... Actually, no, it's the second to last time we'll be coming to Ed, now that I think about it. And well, I'll tell you why we're coming back to him again later, once we get to that point, but... Yeah, and the Fragrant Ring, yeah, that will help me out significantly, too. Because I'll be able to equip that and just regenerate 1 MP per second, and that, since I only have 60 MP, I can just regenerate that in a full minute if I decide to run around like that. So it's really, the Insanity Catalyst isn't that big of a deal, even though it has your your MP. The fact that it increases your spell adjustment from, like, I think it was in like the 140s or something, or maybe 150 with the wooden one, all the way to 187, it's just a lot of extra damage, so... If you have no dreams for the future, you may want to place your trust in the power of the Golden Garb. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. But here's the Insanity Catalyst here. And we'll buff our weapon with Light Weapon there, and I'll show you just how much damage it does. In just a moment, we'll go back to 1-1 and we'll check out the damage it deals. But yeah, as you can see, whenever I use it, there goes my MP. So you can see the MP bar adjust down from where it is up there. And it looks like it actually adjusts down to lower than half, just based on how large the bar is and how, you know, how much larger it gets when I put the catalyst away. But it's going to exactly half. I'll show you. Oh, 59 actually. Okay, so I actually do need a little bit of extra in order to be at 60. The calculator on Mugen Monkey said it would be at exactly 60, but it could have been wrong, so... And it was wrong, but that's okay. I still have enough to cast Light Weapon, which cost me 50. So no big deal. No big deal at all. And as we established, Ring of Magical Dullness doesn't make a lick of difference there, so let's see here. I'll put the Eternal Warrior's Ring on. Those two together are probably good enough for the boss that we're going to be fighting in the next session there. How many bosses have, like, what do you have left to beat there? How many third world bosses have you beaten? So like 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. Have you beaten 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3, or 5-3 yet? If you've beaten any of those, and you're at around level 30. If you've beaten one of them, or even two of them, you're probably right around the correct level. If you've beaten 3 of them, you might be a little underpowered. If you've beaten 4 of them, you're actually kind of underpowered there. But honestly, in this game, and in most Souls games, soul level isn't really that important in terms of how over or underpowered you are. You can make yourself totally overpowered at soul level 1. In this game, on New Game Plus 7, which is where everything stops scaling in terms of enemy damage, in pure Black World Tendency, when the enemies deal the most damage, you can still make yourself ridiculously overpowered. So, you've beaten 1-3? Okay. If that's the only one that you've beaten so far, then you're fine. Level 30 is perfectly fine for that point. So... you may have gotten a few levels off of beating 1-3 itself, and beating the boss there, because the enemies and the boss there give you tons of souls, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're underpowered. So, alright, damage check. Last time we deflected them off of the shields, so we'll see how much damage it does this time when they deflect off. 871. And that extra 60-ish damage that I just did there, you might not think that's significant, but when I'm doing that with every single hit, pretty powerful. So, yes, Insanity Catalyst is very good for light weapon. The Talisman of Beasts is the alternative that I could use in this playthrough because I have the intelligence and faith to use it, and it would probably give me similar results, but I am not doing tendency events on this playthrough, so instead of that, we're just gonna keep what we got and not worry about the rest. So, how do I want to do this here? I want the Clever Rat's Ring for the extra attack power. And then... yeah, the Eternal Warrior's Ring will probably work out just fine for this whole PvP thing that we got going on here. Patches! Let me buy some late moongrass from you. A couple. There we go. Alright. Now let's go back to 4-1. See what we can find there. In terms of people. And signs, probably nothing, but you know. And I'm also going to go on here, on the Google, and check PvP spots. What's the best place for PvP? That sounds about right. Also, what is best level? Common level for PvP is around 125, that's where we're at, and most common PvP area is 4-1, which is also where we're at. Okay. We'll look at a couple of other ones. Invasions of the Black Eye Stone, you have to be at least 2 levels below. Red Eye Stone allows the Black Phantom and the host to be the same level. Haven't noticed a ton of 4-1 action at level 118, but 1-4 might be where people are ending up and looking for action. Sort of the kiln. Okay, well, we could go to 1-4 and check and see if there's any people PvPing there as well at these levels. There may be, considering how high of a level I'm at, but may also not be. You never know. We'll see, because that's what this session in particular is all about. We're testing things out, so if 4-1 doesn't work out, then we'll make our way to other levels. The only thing is that I'm not seeing bloodstains or player messages here now, which may mean that my server connection is kind of crap, so let's hold off for a minute and see what we can see. See what Jaeger's barking at there. He stopped. Okay, never mind. We'll hold off and see if we can see any signs down anywhere. If I don't see any in the next minute, I'm going to log off and back on, though, because I'm not seeing bloodstains or anything yet, and that's a sign that we're having connectivity issues, so it's not a good thing. I have completed all of this level, yes. I'm not entirely sure if that makes any difference in terms of the capacity for me to PvP here. I don't know that it would, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anything that says it wouldn't. Let me see. Let me look on Google again and see. Demon Souls. PvP after beating the boss. Yeah, I mean that's also a possibility. People could just not be at the level that was agreed upon for PvP purposes, but I know that in Dark Souls 1, if you beat the boss of an area, and I think it also carried over into Dark Souls 2, you can't do PvP stuff once you do that. So I don't know if that would carry over here as well. Being invaded. We look co-op here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on any of the wikis that says you can't invade if you've beaten the boss of the area. Well, yeah, new players, yeah. Yep, you're right. Okay, so, well, I'm not seeing anything at all, so because I'm not seeing anything at all, let's quit and load again. You can't be invaded, but you can still invade others. Okay, that makes sense. So let's try 1.4 then, and see if we can get any PvP over there, or co-op, or anything like that. I might see red signs over there at this level. I don't know. It depends on if people are still going all the way to New Game Plus to do that, but we'll see. And then, I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just suicide again back in the Nexus, and then we'll go to 1.4 and we'll try to invade people's worlds from there. So. I wish I could see something like a bloodstain or a message so that I could tell that I was still online. Let me go back to the Nexus. Because I may have lost my connection, and at that point it's like, well, I have to restart the game again. But, yeah, I don't know. Go up here, see if there's any bloodstains here. It is interesting, though, trying to do this and kind of doing it in vain after the whole, you know, so many years later after the game came out, trying to do this and seeing how far FromSoft and other games in general have come with their player versus player experiences in the time since this game came out, because the system that they had in place here was kind of pretty revolutionary at the time from what I understand, but obviously if the servers were having problems like they are having problems for me currently, then the connectivity was probably a big issue right from the get-go with the game. But you know, you play other games with PvP components in them now. You play games like even, you know, later games in the Soul series. You play other games where they, you know, will match you up with other players randomly online and all that other stuff. And it's just like you just had to revel kind of in how far the PvP experience for players overall has come since this game came out. It's been only 9 years, like I said, but we've come a long way in terms of the technology that we have available to us. So, Alright, well, I'm not seeing anything in terms of the signs and stuff, so let's go to 1-4. We'll see if we can see anything over there. I'll kill the mooks in the beginning of the area with the crossbows, and then if I still can't see any blood stains or message signs or anything like that, then I will quit the game, log off of PSN, and then log back on, and we'll try again. So that we can see if we can properly match up with people. Can I even get on this dragon from here? I don't really know. So. I was going to say, well, if that's some grass, thank you for that, but nope. How about the regenerator's ring, just so that I don't have to use my precious grass that I've got to heal. Well, you know what? I've got enough late moon grass everywhere else that I shouldn't really care that much. Probably, though, this is why FromSoft might have introduced something like the Dried Finger in Dark Souls 1, because I believe the Dried Finger increases your chances of getting invaded, and considering the experience that I'm having currently, where I'm not really getting invaded or finding anything at all in terms of invasions or co-op or anything like that, it makes sense that you'd want an item that would increase your chances. Alright, I'm not seeing anything at all here. So, let me log off of the PSN. I'll log completely out of the game, and I'll turn the screen off again, and then I'll be back in just a moment to see if I can see stuff then. Alright, so let's try this. See if I can see anything. In this area. Well, there go the enemies. And there goes the crystal lizard. Oh well, not really something, either of those things that I have to worry about. Alright, let's look for bloodstains, player messages, all that good stuff, because that will indicate whether or not this is actually working for me again. And actually, it worked out okay when I went back to the Nexus the last time. That was when I started seeing the bloodstains, so maybe it takes a couple of minutes of me being in the game, or maybe you have to teleport out and then back in before you see bloodstains and player messages and all that stuff. So let's try that, actually. Let's go back to the Nexus, and we'll see if we can see the signs. And then we'll come back. And we'll go from there. Denny, do you know if Red Eye Stones still, like the summon signs from Red Eye Stones, still work if you are, if you've beaten all of the, like the boss of the area that you're trying to PvP in? Because if that was the case, like basically, in the case of 4-1, I've already beaten the Adjudicator. Can I still see Red Eye Stones when that's the case, or no? Because if that was, if you can't see the Red Eye Stones there, then the only place I'll be able to see them is in 1-4, because that's the only place I haven't beaten the boss yet, so. Again, that is if my connection is not trolling me again. No idea. Okay, well, that's okay, man. I just was curious. Since you knew, well, had an idea of the other one, I just figured I'd ask you. But thanks for trying anyway. Alright. Where them bloodstains at? That's all we need to see here. It's bloodstains and player messages and little wispy versions of other players phasing in and out of existence. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm not seeing at all, which is worrying. I'll give it a minute. And then what we'll do is we will, if I don't see them anywhere around here, because I know there's got to be some here. This is the Nexus after all, so people routinely kill themselves and leave messages for other players here all the time. If I don't see them, I'll try quitting out and reloading my connection to the PSN one more time after this. And then if we can't find anything, we will have to make our way off for the day, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll beat the final boss. It's too bad, though. I really kind of wanted to show off this aspect of the game to people, but unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to do so thus far, and I may not have the opportunity at all to do so. But there will be more chances for PvP in later Souls games, especially if I play Dark Souls, the remastered version. We'll get plenty of PvP opportunities when I play that. I know for a fact that Dark Souls 3, you go into the, there's the undead matches that you can do, where you get entered into the arena with somebody randomly. So if we can do that, that will make it so we can do PvP together with other people. So there will be plenty of opportunities. It's just I didn't want to. I would have rather have been able to have demonstrated this before it went offline, but I may not have the chance. Next is your favorite hub, Soup to Stick? Yeah, I can appreciate that. I really like the Nexus myself. I think it's a great little area to be in. I am attempting to find co-op and PvP there, Kaylin, yes. From what we understand, I may not be able to find it in 4-1 because I've already beaten the boss of that area, but I am at the PvP level that's been kind of generally agreed upon by people, which is 125. I'm trying to find people in 1-4, but my connection may be failing me. So level 125 there. That's the level I'm at. And I'll be going back to 1-4 to see if I can find anybody over there in a few moments. First, I need to make sure I can actually, I'm actually connected and can see other people's stuff. So let me go to 1-1. Because if 1-1 starts lagging like hell when I go there, then it'll definitely show, hey, we're online. But you're only level 4 and 154? Okay. Yeah, that might make a difference there. That would be slightly problematic for us to do that. That's true. I could try to put a sign down, and that will tell me if I'm online. A whole lot of nothing here. Well, you know what I could do as well? Can I put messages down when I'm... No, that's not how you do that. How do you put down messages in this game? I don't remember. Or is it here? No, that's the gesture menu. Select button? No. I suppose not, because the select button did not do anything for me. So, that's a good trick. I didn't even think about that. I held it down like the gesture menu. I tapped it a few times, didn't work. So, I need to reset my connection again. Bear with me for a moment while I do that, and then I'll be right back. Kaylin, thanks for following the stream. I appreciate it. Just have to quit? Okay. Well, I did. I quit completely out, but we'll, I've tried quitting and reloading. Hang on, let me come over there. I've tried quitting and reloading previously, and it's done nothing to change the connection. So I'm doing this, but if this doesn't work, we'll just quit and reload, and we'll see if we can find people that way. See if we can see blood stains and that sort of stuff. So takes a lot of tries. Okay, yeah, I've I'm starting to see that just from my experience here. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get this time. We'll see if we can see the stains of other people's deaths. And if not, well, I'll quit and reload. But then if I can't do it after that, I'm just going to end off the stream for today, and tomorrow we'll come back and beat the game. Just quit menu and go into the game, rinse and repeat. Okay. We'll do that then. A few times. And if it don't work, then I'll, I don't know, figure something out. Okay. Okay, so if it's working properly, once that save indicator goes off the screen, I'm going to give that a chance to do its thing. But as soon as that goes off the screen, I should be able to just press select and leave a sign down. Nope. Not yet. Let me give it a moment. I'll run up and down the stairs to give it a second to maybe load up properly. It may take a minute to load up. Oh, okay. That's a good sign. There we go. Only been invaded once. Yeah, I've done co-op once, and I've invaded somebody once, but that was all with somebody who was watching the stream. It wasn't, because we were about the same level there, so it was easy to do. In terms of finding random people to do it, we're not having so much luck. But I can still write a message, so we must be online. So let's go over here and see what we can find. So basically, if we can see red signs, red eye stone signs here, then that will mean that we couldn't see them in 4.1, and what I was doing previously was not a thing. Write a message and lay it down. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if we can lay it down there. And as long as it lays down, then that should be an indication. Okay, there's a message there and some blood stains. I think that's pretty good indication, but we'll write a message just to do it. You'll find no, an enemy. How about this? You'll need a soul level of 70 ahead. There's my message. Okay. Yes, we are online. So, let's take care of these guys. And then we'll see if we can, go from there. Not bad. Not bad damage on that Insanity Catalyst there. It's pretty nice. Put that on so we can regenerate the HP while we're looking around. Still have a connection to the servers, so that's good. But like I said, though, we may not find anybody to PvP with down here. I would think this area, since once you beat those Black Phantoms, it's a pretty open and easy to get to area. So I would think people would want to PvP down here, but I guess we could go check the rest of the level or something. Well, you know what? While we're waiting... No, I can't use this here. Hold on then. Let's go further in the level and see where we can use it at. Nope. So that might have something to do with it. Yeah, I heard 4.1 is the PvP place as well, but we weren't seeing anything in 4.1. I could go back there, though, just to check. The last time we were there, I saw absolutely zero red eye stone signs. And we were thinking maybe it has something to do with the fact that I've beaten the Adjudicator over there already, so maybe I won't be able to see him there. That's what we were thinking, though, anyway. I don't know how true that is, but I guess we could go check. Let me get to the point where I can actually use the Eye Stone first before I go check, though. Blue Eye Stone. Because that'll be where we'll start seeing signs, is where you can use the Blue Eye Stone at. So, just give me a moment. We're doing more testing, basically. Hello. He probably gives me grass. I don't need it. It's fine. You know what I do need, though, is the Regenerator's Ring on. Just increase my damage a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to get into some PvP while I can as well. But, having a little difficulty, obviously. Blip. Oh, you have no fire stuff? Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, that would make a difference on the first boss there. Got to use slashing weapons. I think those deal the most damage if you can get around there. Yeah, you need to. Oh, yeah, Silas, I gotcha. You got to beat somebody for the monk's head collar, otherwise things are not going to be. You're going to need that, because if you don't get that before the PvP goes off, you're going to have. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I didn't realize he did that much damage. Holy cow. Ow. Do you drop new moon grass? Well, it's full moon grass, so that's close enough. Alright, back to the blue eye stone. When can I use this? We already beat the blue dragon, so this, these fat officials will want to beat me. How do you like this? He doesn't like it very much. Tell you that much. You're the ones that drop new moon grass. Okay. Still can't use the blue eye stone. I wonder why. I mean, I'm online, so. So you'd think I'd be able to, but it's not letting me. It's unfortunate. I don't need those. I'm going to drop those. Hold on. Oops. I don't know how far this thing wants me to go before I can use this stone. Oh, you know what? I can't use the stone because I'm in body form. Okay, well, that's that's a good indication that we should probably call it quits, because I'm misremembering something that I've already said twice during this whole thing. But anyway, since we made it all the way through 1-4, I might as well end it off over here anyway, since I don't really have any reason to level up after this and all of that. So, on the steps on the way to the final boss, that's going to do it for this episode of Demon's Souls, the stream edition. Sorry for the relatively uneventful session today. I was trying to get the PvP going before we finished the game off, and no longer had that available to us, but I don't know if it was personal error on my part, or if it was the game servers being bad, or if it was a combination of both, or what the case might be. But we just had no luck today, unfortunately. We did get a couple of things done. We got the Insanity Catalyst, we beat the old monk, but it wasn't the old monk that I wanted to fight, so I'm kind of disappointed, but yeah, what can you do? Sometimes these things work, sometimes they don't, so. You're right, I did try there, Denny. Gave it all I could. I have no regrets about using the time to do it. I just wish that we had more to save for it and more to show for it when we were finished. But oh well, you know, you win some, you lose some. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to take a look and check out the playthrough. I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, where we are going to finish this game off by going up these stairs and beating up the final boss. Thanks for watching. I'll see all of you next time. Have a good night, and take care.